Welcome to the Gym Success Podcast. This is for all you amazing gym owners, operators, managers, salespeople, gym entrepreneurs, and personal trainers out there.
Absolutely. We're here to help you navigate the challenges and seize the opportunities in this industry.
I'm your host, and today we're diving into something really fundamental. It's about shifting how you think about your business.
And I'm your expert guide today. We're unpacking a really powerful white paper by jthomas, a well-known gym business expert. It's called Building an Asset, Not a Job, the Entrepreneur's Guide to Working on Your Gym Business.
Building an asset, not a job. That title really hits home, doesn't it?
It really does. Our goal today is pretty simple. Pull out the most important ideas from Jim's paper and give you some, concrete, actionable steps you can actually use.
Okay, so let's get into it. jthomas, he really highlights this huge challenge, maybe the biggest challenge, working too much in the business, not on it.
Exactly. He calls this the critical difference between just being a fitness operator and being a true entrepreneur.
And it's tricky, right? Because most people get into this because they love fitness, they love training people.
Yeah, that's the starting point, that passion. But without really noticing, they get swallowed by the daily grind. The classes, the scheduling, the cleaning.
Well, the urgent stuff.
Right. And there's just no time or, frankly, energy left for the high-level thinking, the strategy, the stuff that actually drives growth long-term.
And jthomas is saying this distinction. It's not minor. It can literally make or break your gym's future. It's the path to freedom, to scalability.
That's the core message. It's about building something bigger than just your own effort.
So let's define the problem side first. What does working in the business actually look like day to day? How can you spot it in yourself?
Well, Jen describes it as being caught in the weeds. You're constantly focused on the tactical stuff, the tasks that just keep the lights on today.
Necessary stuff, sure, especially when you're starting out.
Oh, absolutely necessary. But the trap is staying there. It's when most of your energy permanently lives in those tasks. You never graduate, so to speak.
Okay, let's make it concrete. Jim gives some really sharp examples. I bet a lot of listeners will nod along here.
Yeah, think about these. Are you, constantly running the front desk yourself? Covering shifts because someone called in sick again?
Or teaching almost every class because you think, nobody else does it quite like me.
That's a big one. Or handling every single member complaint personally instead of having a clear process and maybe an empowered manager.
What about sales? Doing all the tours, all the follow-up calls yourself.
Yep. And even the smaller things add up. Constantly cleaning equipment, folding towels, ordering supplies, if that's you doing it regularly.
Then you're deep in the business.
Exactly. These things have to happen, obviously, for the gym to run. But Jim's point is they aren't strategic. They don't build long-term value.
And the outcome. He warns, it leads straight to burnout. Missed opportunities, your growth just stalls.
It's a super common trap, but very limiting. You're essentially capping your own potential.
Okay, so that's the trap. Now, let's flip the coin. What does working on the business actually mean? What does that feel like?
So working on the business, according to jthomas, is all about focusing on growth, on leadership, and crucially, on creating systems.
Systems that allow the gym to run well without you needing to be hands-on every single minute.
Precisely. It's about shifting your energy. Instead of just doing the work, you're building the framework, the structure, the engine that does the work.
So you're building an actual asset, something that grows in value, runs efficiently on its own to some extent.
And ultimately gives you back your time, gives you freedom. That's the end game.
Okay, so examples of this kind of strategic work. Jim lays these out too.
Yeah, and notice the difference, like developing a real 90-day sales and marketing plan, not just winging it week to week.
Or spending time training your staff, empowering them so they can handle operations, sales, service effectively, building your team.
That's huge. Also, building strategic partnerships with local businesses. Setting up referral streams that work even when you're not actively selling.
What about the numbers side?
Absolutely critical. Regularly reviewing financial reports, your KPIs, key performance indicators.
Those vital signs of the business.
Exactly. And looking at cash flow projections, not just looking back, but looking forward, making informed decisions based on data.
And building those scalable systems we mentioned. For sales, for marketing, for ops. Making things repeatable.
Right. And seeking outside perspectives, working with mentors, consultants, maybe joining a mastermind group to sharpen your strategy, not trying to figure it all out in isolation.
And, of course, innovation. Thinking about new services, new programs, new ways to generate revenue, keeping things fresh.
You see the shift. It's all about structure, vision, and people development, not just executing tasks. It's about leverage.
Building machine, not just being a cog in it. Okay, I get the difference conceptually. But how do you know, like, really know where you stand?
Well, Jim Thomas has this great little tool. He calls it the indispensability test.
The indispensability test sounds revealing.
It is. It's a simple question, but really powerful. You should ask yourself this regularly, maybe even every day. If I step away for a week, completely unplugged, will my gym continue to run smoothly and maybe even grow without me?
Okay, that's a direct hit. So listeners, take a second. What's your honest answer to that?
Yeah, be really honest. If the answer is no, or even probably not, then Jim's framework says you're still too deep in the business.
Yeah.
Your business needs you personally for its basic functions.
It's a real gut check. And he gives other signs too, right? Other ways to tell if you're stuck in that operator mode.
He does. Clear signals like, are you indispensable for daily operations? Does every decision, every problem have to funnel through you? Is your team constantly waiting for your green light?
That's a big one. What else?
Does your revenue directly depend on you being physically present? Like if you take a vacation, do sales just tank? Does service quality drop off a cliff?
Basically, are you the bottleneck?
Pretty much. And the last big signal, how much time do you actually spend on strategy, planning, innovation, or developing your leaders? If the answer is very little or none, that's a major red flag.
Wow, those are stark. They really point to the reality that your business might be more of a high-demand job for you.
Than a growing, independent asset. It's a tough realization, but seeing it clearly is the first step.
Okay, so if someone listening recognizes themselves in that description, maybe feeling a bit overwhelmed right now, what's the path forward? How do you start making the shift from in to on?
Right, because identifying the problem is only half the battle. Jim Thomas provides a clear roadmap, 5 key steps to start moving towards real entrepreneurship.
This is where it gets practical, actionable steps.
Exactly. The goal is to start building that machine, remember? The one that runs without you personally turning every single gear.
Okay, step 1.
First, document and delegate. This sounds maybe a bit boring, but it's foundational. Create standard operating procedures, SOPs for everything repeatable.
Everything, like sales calls, new member onboarding.
Yep. Equipment checks, cleaning protocols, how to answer common questions, front desk procedures. Everything. Write it down. Create checklists. Make videos, maybe.
And why is this so important as the first step?
Because you can't effectively delegate what isn't clearly defined. SOPs allow you to train people consistently. They empower your team to handle things correctly without needing you every time. It builds consistency and predictability. It's the absolute bedrock for scaling.
Makes sense. You bid the system, then plug people into it. Okay, what's second?
Second, hire or outsource key roles. Jim is really blunt here. You cannot and should not do it all yourself.
But isn't it expensive? Or no one can do it like I can.
That's the mental hurdle. But think about the cost of not doing it. Your time is your most valuable asset as the owner. Identify tasks that soak up your time but don't absolutely require your unique genius.
Like bookkeeping, marketing execution, maybe even sales calls.
Exactly, or a dedicated manager. Bring in professionals, either as employees or outsourced help. Yes, it costs money, but it frees you up to do the high-level strategy work that only you can do. That's the real ROI.
Investing in buying back your time for higher value activities. Got it. Third step.
Third, schedule CEO time and treat it like gold. Block off dedicated hours on your calendar every single week specifically for working on the business.
So this isn't just catch-up time.
Definitely not. This is sacred time for reviewing those KPIs, assessing your strategy, planning the next quarter, thinking about growth opportunities. No emails, no putting out fires.
How do you protect that time?
You treat it as the most important appointment of your week, period. Train your team, set expectations. This is your time to be the CEO, the architect, not the firefighter.
I like that. Okay, fourth.
Fourth, focus on high leverage activities. Your energy is finite, right? So Jim says direct it where it has the biggest impact. Focus on activities that produce outsized results, meaning things that give you the most bang for your buck, time-wise. Think strategic partnerships that bring in steady leads, investing in staff development so your whole team levels up, building your brand so it attracts members organically.
So let's focus on ticking off small tasks, more on initiating things that have a multiplier effect.
Precisely. It's about working smarter, generating leverage through systems and people. These activities truly grow the value of your business as an asset.
Okay, makes sense. And the final step, number 5.
Finally, fifth, measure success by growth, not busyness. This one's huge for mindset. Jim reminds us that being busy is not the same as being effective or productive.
Oof, That can be hard to internalize, especially if you value hard work.
It is. But you have to shift your metrics. Stop measuring your success by how many hours you clocked in or how exhausted you feel. Instead, measure it by tangible business results.
Like,
Increased membership numbers, improved member retention rates, higher profitability, growth in key areas. These are the indicators of a healthy, scaling business, not just a busy owner.
so focusing on outcomes, not just activity.
Exactly. It helps you celebrate the right wins, the strategic ones.
This framework from Jim Thomas, it really lays out a path, doesn't it? From being trapped in a demanding job to actually owning a thriving asset.
It really does. The ultimate goal here, as he puts it, should be freedom and scalability. A gym that needs your constant sweat equity just to survive. That's a job. A tough one.
Your real role, then, isn't just keeping the lights on day to day. It's building that machine, the systems, the team, the strategy that allows the business to grow, adapt, and thrive, potentially even without you.
That's the essence of it, stepping fully into that CEO role for your fitness business. That's where you find the freedom, the scalability, the true ownership that Jim Thomas talks about.
Well, hopefully this discussion has sparked some ideas and given you some concrete things to think about and maybe start implementing in your own business.
We really hope so. And if you want to connect directly with Jim Thomas for more insights, maybe explore consulting, you can reach him.
Yeah, his number is 214-629-7223.
Or you can email him at jthomas@fmconsulting.net.
And one more thing before we wrap up. A quick shout out to our sponsor, Jim Business Manager. If you're looking for software to help streamline your operations, definitely check them out.
They offer some great tools. You can find them online at jimbusinessmanager.com.
Thanks so much for tuning in and learning with us today on the Gym Success Podcast.
We'll catch you next time for another exploration of strategies to help you build the fitness business you've always dreamed of.